Okay, next we are going to discuss on history of labor laws. Fine. See, already we know that before the Independence Day or during the British period, laborers were treated very poorly, right? Especially in the matter of paying low wages, low wages, and there were no safety measures at their workplace, right? Even they used to work for long hours, and even their health problems were ignored and they were not at all considered. So totally there were exploitations, right? I mean, workers were exploited before independence and there were no such laws to protect their rights. So even their powers and their rights were also restricted, or we can say it was limited. So after going through such condition, they started to raise their voice. So they, after raising their voice, they started to form the unions, organization. Even they went on the strike, and they stopped working because they wanted to demand rights. So they went on the strike, right? And one incident what happened means a major strike has been taken place, that also in the Madras, and even a court case also filed against the workers in the Madras High Court, right? And this issue became so big that the government had to act also, and the government has intervened. Why means here you are I mean to say here laborers now they started to know their rights. Earlier they were exploited, they paid low wages, there were no proper uh, living conditions, there were no safety, uh, yeah, health issues they were facing, right? So because of that what happened, they came to know about their rights and they went on the strike. They stopped working also and they demanded a right. So the issue became so big, the government had to act. So finally in 1915 India under labor laws were recognized, isn't it, in the constitution. So after going these all, once the laborers raised their voice, they formed the trade union, they demanded their rights, right? They want their rights to be protected. So the government intervened, and finally in 1950 what happened means labor laws were recognized in the constitution, which protected the rights of the laborers and also looked after their safety measures, health issues, and also assures that rights are protected, not humiliated at their workplace, right? And we can say that from the history to till date we have got many labor laws, right? And also there were many changes according to the society, according to the needs of the society. Important changes has been taken place, even the updates have been made in order to protect the laborers, and they are one by one we are going to explain. First one is constitution. Labor laws are recognized in the constitution to protect the rights of the workers. One is article 14, everyone is equal in the eyes of law, right? Article 15, no discrimination, right, on the grounds of gender, sex, place of birth, isn't it, race, place, religion. Next is article 15, no discrimination. Article 16, equal opportunity in the government job. They should not be biased, they should not be discriminated, there should be equal opportunity in the government job. Article 19, right to form the unions, trade unions, right? They can form the trade unions. Article 23 bans forced labor. So nobody should be forced to enter into the labor job, right? Forced labor, okay. And forced labor also, and we can say that in ancient times they used to take the loan, right? And because of the loan they used to make them to work. So this kind of has been banned. Article 24 bans child labor, especially under the age of 14, right? Children are banned to work in the factories. Article 38 Government should work for the welfare of all people, especially weaker sections. So government should work for the welfare of all the people, right, who are belonging to the weaker section. Next is Article 43. Workers should participate in management of industries. Yes, they have to participate in the management whenever important decision has to be taken place. Article 43A. Government should ensure living wages. They should not be paid below low wages. They should be paid living wages. At least all the basic necessities should be fulfilled. So decent working conditions should be there for all the workers. And next act is Trade Union Act 1936. So even this act has been created, and this act gives some power to the trade unions. It has recognized the trade unions in India, right, and also it gives the protection from certain criminal cases. They form trade union to negotiate better wages, living conditions, right. If they can go for a strike means not illegal strike, in a legal way, right. If their demands are not fulfilled, okay, they can negotiate with their employer for the better wages, for the living condition, isn't it, or anything related to the work matter. This act gives trade unions legal recognition, power to negotiate with employers, protection so they could not be easily punished for union activities. Okay, next is Minimum Wages Act 1948. So next we had, right, Parliament has passed this also. The act ensures workers to get a minimum wage. At least they should get minimum wage, right, so that all the basic necessities like shelter, clothing, right, to buy the medicines, to look after their families, they should get the living wages, minimum wages, and employer cannot pay less than that amount. And Workman Compensation Act 1923. After the minimum wages, we had another act. If a worker get injured or dies during work, the company has to pay the compensation. It's a mandatory, right. If a worker dies, yeah, if the worker gets injured, what company has to do means it has to pay the compensation, right. Or if the worker dies, it has to pay for the legal heirs of that deceased. And amounts depends upon the severity of the injured or death. And next is Maternity Benefit Act. It is available to the pregnant woman, and pregnant women can get the paid leaves, right, up to for 90 days before the delivery, 3 months, after delivery 3 months they can get the paid leave. And next is Women and Labor Laws also we are having, especially designed to the women's. Women can get equal pay for equal work. Earlier it was not like that, right. Now it is equal pay for equal work. Okay, and protection from sexual harassment at workplace. And there are some certain rules for women workers to protect their rights. Apart from that, we have retirement benefits to the workers. In that too, we have two segment. One is Payment of Gratuity Act. You know very well, right. These all employers are the big assets to the companies, right. And these employees, whenever they retires, right, because the workers or employees are the big assets of that company. So whenever they retires, or after their long service, they should get some amount, lump sum amount, because they have dedicated, right. And for the company, they dedicated for the company for a long term, so they should get some amount, isn't it. And next is Provident Fund, PF, where every month both the employee and employer contribute a part of salary to a retirement fund, and employee can take this money after the retirement, right. So these all are labor laws, history of the labor laws in India. When it comes to the international perspective, labor laws are essential to a country economic stability. Yes, it is very essential to protect the rights of the workers, not only national level, even from the international level. And also UN has played a major role in protecting the labor laws, labor rights, right? And international labor standard plays a crucial roles in shaping national labor and employment framework, promoting fair rights based workplaces. Yeah, promoting fair rights based on workplaces. And to achieve this all, UN, what it did means it designed the ILO, International Labour Organization, right? And it sets global standards like fair wages, safe working condition, no child labor, right to form unions, no discrimination, equal pay for equal work, right? So these all are what means, these all are ILO. So ILO has already said to all the nation around the globe, right? You have to apply these all fair wages. So all the workers should get paid fair wages, not below that. There should be safe working condition for all the workers. There should be no child below the age 14 years to work in the industries, and all the laborers can form the trade unions, and that trade union can be legalized. And there should be no discrimination among the workers like female and male, and there should be equal pay for both male and female, equal pay for equal work. So this is all about history of labor laws in India and international perspective. Thank you. If any doubts, let me know.